Hello everyone. In this session we will discuss the inheritance topic. Normally here inheritance is the one of the key feature for the our OOPS concept. OOPS means your object oriented programming. So here inheritance is the one key feature for the our object oriented programming in our C++ language. So here normally here this inheritance can be acquires the features of one class to another class. Okay, it will be acquires the features from one class to the another class. Let's see how it will be takes the those features. So it can be allows to create the new class from an existing class. So new class means here it is the derived class. An existing class means already we have in our programmatic whenever you are creating the our classes. So this we can call like your base class. Okay, so you can see normally we'll be having the one class to another class, right? So one class we can call parent class and another class here we can call that is the child class, right? Your existing class is the base class or else your parent class, and your whatever you have the new class that we can call like your our child class. Here you can see here we have the parent class. This parent class we can also call like your base class or else we can call this is the super class. So this parent class can be having the its own features, means it is not depending on any other classes. Whatever the features we have in the parent class, those will be performed whenever you are using the our base classes. Okay, just you can see how these parent class will be work here. Parent class will be having or else it can be contains only its own features. It is not depending on the any other classes like here our child classes. Your parent class is also called as base class or else super class, and here this parent class will be having the or else it can be contains only its own features. It is not depending on any other classes. And next here we have the child class. So this child class also we can call like here derived class or else here it is the derived class. Also we can call this is the subclass. Super means here definitely we can say this is the subclass. So this child class will not have the their own features, means here it can be having the both features. Both means here what it will be having, whatever the parent is having the features and whatever the child is having the features, those two features can be combined into the our child class. So now you can see, so here the child class will be having contains the features of both means your both means parent as well as a child. It will be having the child also as well as the child class. Parent is not depending on any other classes, but child class is depending on the parent class. In our real life is also here, the child is depends on the parent classes. Same like that only your inheritance is also working. So here one object is created. For suppose here one object is created by using the parent class. It can be accessed only by the parent class members. But here child class object is accessing the members of the both the child class as well as it can be access the parent class also. The child class can acquire the properties of the parent class by using the one keyword. That keyword here we can call like your extends keyword. Here whatever you have the child class, it is taking the some properties. Whenever it is performing the features for the parent class, it can be uses the keyword. That keyword we can call like your extends keyword. Let's see, here we have the types of inheritance. Total we have the 5 types of inheritance. Those over here you can see whatever we have: single inheritance, multiple inheritance, multi-level inheritance, and next here we have the hierarchical inheritance, and also here we have the hybrid inheritance. Total 5 types of inheritance we have in this: single inheritance, multiple, multi-level, hierarchical, and the hybrid. First we can discuss the single inheritance. So in this, just here whenever you're performing these inheritances, just these are all depends on the our parent and the child classes only. Let's see here. The single inheritance is the process to perform with the deriving a class from the single base class. Derived class means here our child class, and the base class means here our parent class. So here in the single inheritance, it will be having the only one derived class, and also it will be having the only one derived class. By that here you are performing the our single inheritance. Okay. So it has only one base and one derived class. Your only single derived class can be inheriting the our properties from the behavior of the single base class. Let's see here the flow chart how it will be displayed for the single inheritance. You can see here it is a base class. Okay, so your base class is also called as your our parent class. If you're not remembering by the base class, here you can write the parent class instead of that also. And next here you have the derived class. Your derived class means your child class. Okay, you can see, for example, the base class will be vehicle. For example, you can see I'm taking the base class is the vehicle. Example type here. Let's see here. I'm taking the base class is the vehicle. The vehicle will be having the several types of vehicles. Just I'm taking the one type of vehicle, that is the car. That is the car. So here the parent class will be the vehicle, and the vehicle will be like I'm choosing the car. That is the child class. In the vehicle, whatever we have the types, so one type of is like your our car. That is the our derived class. Or else you can choose the animals. If you wrote the animals here, the animals means you so many we have. So just you can write the lion, tiger, anything you can write. So that is the one type of derived class. Okay. In the single inheritance will be having the only one derived class that will be having the properties of the our base class. Okay, so you can see vehicle will be having the car like this. And here we have the syntax to define with the our single inheritance. Let's see that. Here you will be having the syntax to define with the our single inheritance. So first here whatever you have the base class, that you can define here. Okay, so here you have the base class. Base class means here our parent class. Your base class is having the body of the base class. Whatever you have the statements in this, you can include for this. And after that here we need the class derived class. Class derived means here, the derived means here our child class. This is the our child class. Means if you wrote the class vehicle, you can write your class car. You can write your class car. Visibility base class means here the base class will be having the visibility. Like your you can see we have the specifiers, right? Public, protected, and the private. So that is like here our visibility. So here if you wrote the public here, the child class car, public, and whatever you have the base class here. So what we have the base class here? Vehicle. Suppose you can see here if you are writing the vehicle. Okay, in the base class, if you're writing the base class name is like your vehicle, and the derived class is name like your car, and the visibility I'm writing here public, and the base class I'm writing like your whatever you have the vehicle. Okay, so if you wrote like that here, you can observe we have the class car public vehicle, means whatever you have the statements in the base class, in the body of the base class, those will be appear into the, or else here those properties or those features will be added into the our child class. And also whatever the properties or else features we have, so those also applicable for the our child class. So our parent class is not depending on any other, but your child class is taking the properties for themselves, and also it is using the properties for the our base class also. We can see clearly it is in our syntax only. Okay, so like this here we can perform the our single inheritance. And next here second one we have the multiple inheritance. Let's see here. In the multiple inheritance, will be having the derived child class with the multiple base classes. In the previous single inheritance, we have only one base class with the one derived class. But here we have the one derived class with the multiple base classes. With the multiple, that's what here we can call the multiple inheritance. So just you can write the syntax for this. After that we can define the our diagrammatic. So just you can see whatever you have. Class. First you can define the our class. After the class here you can define the our base class 1. Base class 1. Why here we are taking the base class? Here we can include the multiple base classes. That's what here I am choosing the 1. And after that open this. In this you can write the body of the base class 1. Body of base class 1. And after that here you can close the our base class 1. Again here you can open the our base class 2. Class base class 2. And again in this you can write the our body of the base class 2. Body of the base class 2 statements. After that again you can close the our base class 2. And after that here completion of that you can write the our child class. In this we can use the multiple, but just I am taking the only 2 base classes. After the completion of that here you can include the next one, that is the derived class. Here we have the only one derived class. For that here I am writing derived class. Okay, so it will be having the visibility of the base class 1, and also it will be having the visibility of the base class 2. Why? Because here we have the 2 base classes. For that here you can write the visibility for both. Visibility of the base class 2. Okay, after the completion of that here you can open the our derived class. In this you can write the whatever you have the statements like your body of derived class. Whatever you have the statements that you can write body of the derived class. And after that you can close the our statements here. Okay, like this here you can write the our multiple inheritance. Just you can observe here whatever you have. Just you can observe like your base class 1 is the our parent class now, and the base class 2 is also our parent class only. So how we can identify? Okay, for example you can see first we need to see the flow chart for this. After that here we can discuss this syntax. Just you can see here we have the our flow chart. It will be having the base class 1 and the base class 2. Base class 1 this is, and next here it will be the base class 2, and here it can be connecting to the our derived class, right? So you can write here, this is the our derived class. We have the only one derived class. So this derived class is having the both the properties of two parents, base class 1 and the base class 2. It will be having the properties from them, right? So suppose here I'm taking the base class 1 is the vehicle. For example, here also I'm taking the base class 1 is the vehicle, and the base class 2 I'm taking the four-wheeler. Okay, I'm taking the four-wheeler right here. The derived class, what we can take your any example you can choose, whatever you have the four-wheelers that you can choose. So here I'm choosing the four-wheeler is the car. Okay, you can see what we have the vehicle means. Here you can say like here whatever you have, that is like here I'm choosing the car. And also from the parent to, if you are checking what we have the four-wheelers, like here you can see the car, right? So from anywhere we are coming to the derived class, we are getting the car only. Like that here we can define. Now we can move to the our syntax format. Let's see here how it will be looks. So the first what we have here, the base class 1. Here the base class 1 will be the our vehicle, right? And the base class 2 whatever you have here, this is the four-wheeler. This is the four-wheeler. And here we have the derived class. Here I'm taking the derived class is the car, and the visibility whatever we are choosing, it is like your public mode. And the base class 1 we have the vehicle, and the base class 2 we have the four-wheeler. Base class 2 we have the four-wheeler. So now you can see the derived class will be having the properties of the base class 1 and the base class 2. So base class 1 is having their own features, and the base class 2 is also having their own features only. These two are not connecting to each other, but here these two are connecting to the our derived class. Then here our derived class will be having the properties of base classes, and also it will be having their own features. Okay, so like that here we can work the our multiple inheritance. Next we have the multi-level inheritance. Let's see here third one, that is the multi-level inheritance. So in a multi-level inheritance, it will be having the deriving class from another derived class. So in this also we have only one base class, but here we have the derived classes. How we have means, you can see we have the first one derived class. Normally you can see whatever we have the single inheritance. In the single inheritance we have base class and the derived class, right? But in the multi-level, it is the level type, not multiple. You can see it is the level type. So the derived class is again deriving by the again derived class. Okay, so first we can see the syntax for this. After that you can see what we have the diagrammatic, and you can understand clearly. Okay, so just you can write the our syntax for this multi-level. Okay, class, first you can include the our base class. In this we have the only one base class, we don't have any several base classes. And after that here you can open this. In this just include the our body of the base class, body of base class, and next here close the our base class. After that you can see here we have the derived classes. Derived classes means here first you can write the derived class, from that again we have the deriving class. First here you can write the class whatever you have the class derived class 1. So in the previous we wrote like your base classes 1 and 2. So now you can write the derived class 1 and the class 2 type. Derived class 1, it will be like your visibility of base class. Visibility base class. So whatever you took the base class, that will be having the derived class. Yes, okay. And after that open the our derived class. In this you can write the body of derived class. So definitely you will be get one doubt. Yes. What is means here? Yes, here we have the visibility for the base class, right? We have two derived classes. How we can perform those? So from the base class or else derived class, from the derived class here we can perform. Let's see here how it will be looks like. Close the class here and open again class with the derived class. What it is? Derived class 2. In the derived class you can write with this visibility, same like only here also you can write the visibility. So this visibility will be having the derived class 1. Why? Because it is derived by the derived class. It is derived by the derived class 1. That's what here you need to be write. The derived class is not the base class. The derived class is coming from your base class. One is coming from the base class. Again we are doing the multi-level process. That's what here the 2 will be comes by the our derived class 1. And then write the whatever you have the statements into this. Body of derived class 2. Body of derived class 2. Okay. So after the completion of this here you can close. You can close the our classes, right? So just you can see the flow chart for this, then you will be understand here the multi-level we are discussing, right? So the multi-level will be having like this: base class, okay, right? And again it will be having like this. You can see the first one is the our base class. Here this is the our base class, and then from the base class here we have the derived class 1, derived class 1, and next here we have the derived class 2. So for example you can see here this is the derived class 1 is the intermediate base class. We can call this is the intermediate base class. So or else here you can see the base class, first base class here we can call like your grandfather or else grandparent. We can call this is the grandparent. The derived class here we can call like parent, and the derived class 2 we can call like your child. So like this also we can perform the our multi-level inheritance. So for example you can see if you are choosing the base class is also vehicle, okay, and the derived class here I am choosing the again four-wheeler. In that you will be having the four-wheeler. In first you are choosing the vehicle, from that you are choosing the four-wheeler. In the four-wheeler you will be having the car. You can see like this, okay. So whatever you have for that you can write. So first here we are taking the base class is like your our vehicle, and the derived class here we are taking the class 1, we are taking the four-wheeler, okay. And next here what we have the base class here, it will be having the vehicle. So visibility means here you can write the whatever you have the specifier, okay. And next here you can write the statements for this. So the derived class 1 is taking the properties for the base class like here our vehicle. After that it will be having the their own features, and next you can see this. Next here we have the derived class 2 that we are taking the car, and the derived class 1 what we have here, this is a four-wheeler. So now here you can see the derived class 2 will be having the features for the derived class 1, and also it will be having the own features, okay. Like this here we can work the our multi-level inheritance, okay. And next here we have the hierarchical inheritance. Next fourth one we have the hierarchical inheritance. So this hierarchical inheritance can be deriving by the classes in a single base class. It is a process of deriving many classes. it will be having the derived classes. It will be having the many derived classes with a single base class. Here we can work. Let's see here how it will looks like. With the syntax we can perform this one. Okay, right. First you can choose the class A. In the class A, I am choosing the body of the class A. Body of the class A. So means here A means here our our base class. A means our base class. And next close this. Here I am choosing the class B. It will be having the visibility of A. Visibility of A. And next in this you can write whatever you have the statements. Body of class B. And next to close this. Again you can write class C. It is like your visibility of. Definitely will be get one doubt. What means here in the previous multi-level we have the again second derived class that is derived by the our classes, right? But here in this that is not there. It can be derived always by using the our base classes. Here what we have the base class that is like your our A. You can write the A only, and after that you can write whatever you have the statements for this. Body of class C, and then close the our statements. After that again I'm choosing the another body of the class D. So this is also visibility of the our base class. And next here you can write the whatever you have the body of the statements. Body of class D, and then close the our statements. Right. You can see. Just remember here A is the our base class. B is the derived class. B is the derived class. And next here C, whatever you have the C, this is also derived class. And next here we have the D. So this is also derived class. Total here we have the 3 derived class. These derived classes are coming from the our base classes. Okay, let's see here. We have the one diagram to represent this one. You can write the flow chart for this. First you can write the flow chart, then you will be understand how it will be looks like. Okay, so it will be having the 3 derived classes, right? So means not only 3, you can give the multiple. You can give the multiple derived classes for this. Just you can write first we have the base class. From this base class you are deriving the our classes. That is like your derived class 1, derived class 2, and this is the derived class 3, right? So for example, you can see here I am choosing the base class is like a vehicle. Okay, the derived class 1 I am taking the car. Derived class I am taking the car. Okay, so automatically you can choose here the derived class 2. Okay, so like you can choose the bus. And also here you can choose the whatever you need. Car, bus, vehicles, so many we have, right? So it may be the bike. Anything you can choose. So now you can see. First here whatever you have the base class, that is the our vehicle. Now here the class A will be having the, means it will be having the their own properties. Okay. And now you are coming to our derived class, that is like your car. The derived class will be having the properties of the class A, and also it will be having the own features. It is not depending on any other, just it can be depends on the only base class, and it will be having their own features. And next you can see the class B is also having the bus. So it will be having the features for the our vehicle, and also it will be having their own features. It will not depending on the derived class 1 and the derived class 3. Just it can be depends on the base classes. You can see in the diagram we are not given any matchings for this. And at last here whatever you have the class D like your our bike, so this is also here having their own features, and also it will be connecting to the our vehicle like your parent class. Okay, and next here we have the fifth one, that is the hybrid inheritance. So here hybrid inheritance is the process of combining one or more types. It is like your one or more types of inheritance into the one form, that we can call like your hybrid inheritance. Hybrid will be having the another inheritance. So those will be combined here. By that here we got the another inheritance. Let's see here how it will be having the syntax. You can see it is also having the first here class A. So class A means your A means base class, and you can define body of the class, body of class A, and close. You can observe here I am choosing the two base classes, that is like your class B. Okay, it will be having the two base classes, that is like your A and the B. And you can write in this also whatever they have the body of the class B. And then close this. Here I am choosing the two derived classes. After that here I am choosing the two derived classes. Those are like your class C, visibility of A and B. It will be having the visibility of A, and also it will be having the visibility of B. And then here you can open this, whatever you have the body of the statements, you can write body of class C and then close the statements. And next here will be having the class D. Class D, here it will be having the visibility of A. I'm just taking the visibility of A, and after that you can write the our body of class D and then close the statement now. Okay, so now you can see it will be having the two classes, like your two base classes and two derived classes. You can observe clearly. You can observe in this clearly. So it is a combination. What it will be having? Let's see here how it will be looks like. You can see in the flowchart manner. Okay. Again it will be derived. Okay. Right. So what it will be having, you can observe clearly. You can observe clearly in this diagram. The hybrid, what it will be having? Base class. It is the base class 1. Right? And this is the base class 2. Means here this is the class A and this is the class B. And next it is the derived class 1. Derived class 1. Okay? And this is the derived class 2. This is the A and this is the B, this is the C, this is the D, whatever we given the syntax. So here hybrid inheritance is having the combination process, right? So here whenever you are designing these, it will be having the two or more inheritance types. So you can see the base class and the derived class. Just you can see the base class and the derived class is like your our single inheritance. You can observe clearly the single inheritance. And next you can see base class 2 will be having the derived class 1 and the derived class 2. Base class 2 means here one base class will be having the derived class 2. Yes. And derived class 1 is having the derived class 2. Means here we can call this is the multi-level. So means it is the combination of the single and the multi-level inheritances. Okay, you can observe clearly. You will be understand. Here I'm taking the class A is our base class. Here I'm choosing this is the vehicle. And the base class 2. Here we have the class B. Here I'm choosing this is the four-wheeler. Okay. And you can choose here whatever you have the C. That is like your our derived class. I'm choosing the car. And after that you can choose the another derived class, that is the bus. Okay, like this here you can derive the our hybrid inheritance. These are the our types of inheritance. Thank you for the watching. If you like the video, subscribe to my channel.